it's Suzanne Menji. I am your host for Me TV. Me TV is about mastering energy, mastering the energy here within myself before being able to support anyone else. The question is, what's your next move? So many of us have that desire for something more, for a next level in health, wealth, relationships. And I'm here to have amazing conversations with guests each time we show up that go on an adventure. We don't know where we're going. So I've got an amazing guest today, Marilyn Lemur. She is here. We don't know each other well. We met about a month ago and we got to have a conversation and I was like, are you interested? And she said yes. So now we're on stage together, we're on screen together, and we get to have a curious conversation and we get to invite you in. So everything we're talking about, what I encourage you listeners at home, the folks that are watching at home to do, is go ahead and bring your own details. Yours won't be the exact same as Marilyn's, but whatever's going on is often universal subjects. Sometimes we have this challenge or this challenge. So we're just gonna have a conversation. You're in the living room with us. Welcome to Me TV. Marilyn, welcome.
Aloha, thank you so much for having me.
So glad to have you today. Thank you for showing up. Yeah, I'm so curious to get to know you to start. It's just like, what do you love? What's your world? Tell me.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, lately it's been, you know, my family. I have 2 boys, and then getting back into grounding. Like I've been loving swimming at the beach, walking on the sand, hugging the mango tree outside of my house.
Right? I have a mango tree outside of my house and I love my mango tree. Yeah. And you've grown up here. You've lived here all your life. Is that true?
I have, yes.
Yeah, because I'm a newcomer to the island. Just 7 months ago had the great blessing of moving over here. So I still feel like the kid in the candy store every time I'm swimming in the warm ocean. But yeah, that's so great. So tell me, what's happening in your life right now? What are you developing? What area are you growing in? What area would you be curious about exploring today?
So what has been really forefront in my life and my mind has been a lot of healing. So back in May 19th, I actually was in a car wreck to where I was not able to drive for 2 months, and just asking so many different people for support. And I made a 30-day goal of doing 21 healing experiences. And I didn't know the healing experience would be so much more than, you know, just massage therapy or acupuncture or chiropractic. It's like meeting more energy healers and coaches and having conversations and just peeling back the layer of onion that has come up for me. And it's been a daily process, and it's been sometimes challenging, however, so worth it. And that's why I just tell everyone, it's so worth it once we're able to heal that part of ourselves.
And what has surprised you?
I think just being able to be curious, being open, and just letting whatever I need to experience come. Something that I had talked about with my mentor. I'm currently going through A Course in Miracles. So something I talked about with my mentor, she said, sometimes we just need to surrender. And that's something that came up for me this past weekend. I went to Sherwoods and the waves are humongous, so big. And I thought, I haven't been to the beach in so long. I just want to get in the water and start swimming. Well, these waves were so huge, I started swimming under. And all of a sudden, I felt this panic. And it was fear. And I was remembering 3 separate times when I was a child over at Sandy Beach, Hanauma Bay, and Makapu, that I was tumbling in the waves and I started panicking, and I was fighting it as a child. And so I started to drown. And this past Saturday, when this same exact thing started to happen to me, I was like tumbling in the waves, and the waves were so much bigger than me. And I was like, you know, I'm just gonna surrender and just let the wave take me. And it was taking me, and when I was gonna take a breath, another wave came and I couldn't take a breath. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be different this time. And when I felt the wave move forward, I just quickly shot up um, and got a quick breath of air before the next wave took me and tumbled me, and I was able to get out of the water. I was exhausted, almost in tears. However, I was like just really grateful for that experience. And when I shared that with my mentor, she's like, you actually surrendered. And so that was my aha moment yesterday.
I'm really curious. What do you feel in the body right now? What do you notice in your body? What sensation do you notice in the body? And anyone else, if this is bringing anything else, this is bringing anything up for you, if you've ever felt that feeling of fighting life, it could be a big wave. It could be a family member. It could be anything, but that feeling of something's wrong, I'm scared, and then fighting life versus rolling with what's happening. Check in with the body. We want to find the tensions in the body, feel them, free them, and allow those energies to get reorganized. Because if all three of those memories came up yesterday while you were in the water, those energies are stuck in the body.
Right, yeah. So after I was able to just meditate and, reflect, I actually felt calm. Like now I'm feeling calm about it as I share, and it's like, oh, I prefer this feeling so much more than the I'm panicked and fighting it and all of that, to where it's just like, okay, whatever is meant to happen is going to happen.
Yeah. Can you check in with the body and just see if there's any minor tensions, even if it's just a little spot anywhere?
I don't feel anything right now.
Nothing. Okay,
Yeah.
beautiful. Okay. Are you open to being coached?
Absolutely.
Are you open to playing?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to play. Yesterday didn't lock in so much, but we're going to play with a couple of these stories from childhood, if you're willing.
Okay.
Okay? So again, use your own details, my friends, but we all have those places where energy got stuck and energy was meant to move. So stuck energy then comes out sideways. When we have stuck energy, we might yell at somebody when we're just scared. We're not meaning to yell at our kids or our friends. We just are getting riled up, so we're scared. Yeah. Or there's just plain energy moving and we don't know what to do with ourselves. So, are you willing to breathe into your feet?
Yes.
And can you put your feet about shoulders width apart? Give a little space for those feet. And imagine them rooted into the ground, and imagine your bottom super heavy in that chair, like complete and absolute permission to take up all the space that is you, that is the absolute brilliance and brightness and magic of you. Can you feel yourself getting heavier? I saw your shoulders drop just then. Yeah. And then I invite you to open your eyes and breathe into your sides. So what happens is in any sort of stress response, we start breathing, but we breathe into our shoulders. And that is adding adrenaline to the body. It's really hard on the body over time, and we end up with a little neck ache or with a little shoulder tightness and all these patterns of tension. Whereas if we come back to nature's way of breathing us, which is to breathe into the rib cage and allow the rib cage to come out laterally, then all the energy has more space to move. Can you allow yourself to feel your rib cage moving?
Yes.
Do you notice the difference? If you really pay attention, you might even notice that your pelvis, your hips are opening just a little bit with that breath. What's wild is this is nature's way of breathing us. The stress response is to tighten down, which most of us have done over time, and then we raise our shoulders. And then it's a very small amount of our capacity that's actually utilized. Whereas we create space by breathing this way, where we can find the tension in the body then. Then we can feel it free it, and allow it to reorganize. It's called the freedom process. It's super simple. It's the greatest gift I was ever given. Oh, all I have to do is come back to my breath. I don't have to go through all the mental reorganization of what went on in the past. No, I just get to release it from the body. So I'm curious, which of the three tumbling in your childhood, is that the story you want to go into right now? Let's bring up a story. Okay, which one? There's one. Which of those events? Let's choose one.
Sandy's.
Sandy's Beach.
Yeah.
Okay, can you bring us into the story just a bit?
Yeah, I was swimming.
And breathe alongside as you say it, because what we're gonna do is, rather than reinforce, because so often, you know that feeling when you're telling a friend a story and it's like you get tired of your own story? Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Where you felt like, wow, I don't know that I need to say this anymore, but I need to get it off my chest also. That can be really reinforcing. It's like we're locking it into the body.
Yeah.
When we're breathing and sharing the story at a pace that we can keep the breath moving, we're releasing. So we come into the story in order to create more space in the body for that story to release us. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I was at Sandy's, and as a little girl, I was playing in the water, not realizing the waves were so strong. And the waves just took me over, and I started tumbling. And through that, I felt so much fear that I started fighting against the waves.
And are you open to being coached for a moment?
Sure.
Okay. So fear is actually a story. So let's go find that in the body. Where do you feel it? Do you feel like I feel it when you speak fear? You know, I feel a little tension here. I feel a little contraction in my throat. What do you notice in the body? If you say, I felt so much fear at Sandy's as a little girl, in whatever, you know, say it your own way, but if you really check in with the body, what do you notice in the body? We want to find those little tiny unconscious tensions. It's usually unconscious.
Yeah, my heart.
Ah, and is it a contraction or expansion? Is it hot, cold, or cold? Is it pokey or soft? Is it heavy or light? What's the sensation?
It's a contraction.
Okay, okay. And then keep going. So there's some, there's some contraction in the heart, sensation. And does more of the story need to be spoken? Because you're welcome to. Ah, okay. So then we've found it. Again, if you have fear from a story, my friends, that are sitting at your home, you know, right here now in your home, you can be releasing energy too by breathing into your sides, finding in your body where you feel sensation, and allowing this breath to reorganize. Are you willing to just breathe alongside that for a moment, Marilyn?
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. So brave, isn't it? It's so brave to be willing to come into honest communication with ourselves and really free these energies that have often held us back. Because often we have one story where we get scared, we get startled, and then those stories, those happenings from when we were young affect the rest of our lives and keep us playing small. And keep that breath going. Notice those feet planted into the ground, and notice your butt heavy, heavy, heavy. I often say to my clients, 25,000 pound butt. We want you so heavy in complete permission to be right here. How's that heart? Is the contraction getting any stronger? Is it shifting at all? Okay, is there energy moving now? Beautiful. Keep on breathing and report anything you like, otherwise just sit in quiet and keep on breathing. All of us can keep on breathing, even if you don't have something specific to work with right now. Breathe into your sides. A lot of things end up going unconscious If your life has any opportunity for growth, any opportunity for one area or another to up level, you could use some breathing into the sides. And Marilyn, what do you notice now in that heart?
It's getting lighter.
The contraction's getting lighter, so there's some energy moving and opening up?
Yes.
Yeah. And do you notice anything else in the body? Any other sensations in the body?
My ears are popping.
Aha. We don't have to work that hard for it, do we?
No.
We just get to slow down so much to become willing to allow the energy, the space. It's called homeostatic reorganization. This is nature's way of breathing us. This is how we were breathing when we were born. But then over time, when we started to learn what we needed to be and how we needed to do life in order to get the love that we thought would go away without, I call it Gumbying into the way we need to be. Can you relate, Marilyn?
Yes.
I saw that smirk, right? I'll be the good girl. I'll please you at the expense of me. I'll do more even though I'm ready to fall over. All the things we do and those patterns lock in that pain more and more and more. Whereas when we come back into patterns of potential, of which this homeostatic way of breathing is, then it opens so much capacity for life. It's wild. You have no idea what finding one thing in your body and breathing alongside of it can then open up. The inspiration, the opportunities, once we have that energy flowing. Energy stuck in the body is no different than having a whole bunch of rocks in a river that are making a dam. So we can picture that, right? That's easy. But it's the same thing in the body. So we open that space, and I'll invite you to come back into the room, Marilyn, and give us a report. Tell me what's going on in that body right now. You're creating space by giving it breath. It's pretty simple. And what's happening in that body?
I feel like lighter. And even my head, it feels lighter.
Okay. Are your feet grounded?
Yeah.
And is your butt grounded? Is your butt nice and
Yes.
heavy? Okay.
Yes.
Right? Especially us women, we spend so much time not wanting a big heavy butt, which is why I use that, because we want to allow ourselves to have complete permission to be right here, all the way right here, all the time. So there's a lightness to the body. Is there energy moving? Do you feel some more movement, less locked down?
Mm-hmm.
How are the ears doing?
Still popping.
That's just energy moving. Simple, right?
Yeah.
We found it in the body. We freed it. We allowed the energies to reorganize. It will do what it will do. There's nothing you have to do other than keep your hands off, which is the same that you were just talking about. It's the surrender part.
Yes.
It's the surrender part. Okay, I don't know what's coming once I have more capacity, but I'm willing to sit in the discomfort of not knowing. Most of us run from the discomfort of not knowing. I did for many, many years. I'm getting clearer. I'm getting reminded every single day that we don't get to know. We don't get to know what's coming any day of the week. You brought up before we came on camera, Marilyn brought up the tsunami warning we had last week. For some people, it was big drama. For me, I was grateful that I zipped down to the beach at 5 o'clock right before they were closing the water, and I got to swim by myself. But it brings up a lot of fear in people. We don't get to know what's going to happen on a daily basis. And yet, when we have our feet on the ground and we know we have our body and our breath, this breath is your support from the inside to never have anybody's energy affect you again. It's not a one and done, though.
Yeah.
It's a one day, at one moment at a time to remember this way of breathing, and then to fully come back into the body to breathe that way. What do you notice right now? Give us a report.
Yeah, I'm feeling happy. I'm like just really reminding myself, yeah, breath is so important. And a lot of people, myself included, when we're experiencing fear or when when I'm sharing a story that may be fearful or bring up sadness or anger, like I notice that my breath becomes more shallow.
And where's your breath right this moment? Is it still coming into your sides, or did it start to go a little bit? Did it start to get a little bit tighter?
Yeah. And so it's just like, okay, it's a constant reminder. Like I have to remind myself constantly, okay, it's safe to breathe fully.
And it's really reminding ourselves it's safe to receive fully, because all we're doing is receiving that breath.
I love that. Yeah.
That's all we're doing. Breath is freely given. We're actually being breathed. We don't, this mind, I like to say that, this mind used to think it had figured out everything and gotten me here safely. But this mind doesn't have to figure out on a moment to moment basis how to breathe.
Right.
And the stories, the accumulated belief systems can prevent the breath from fully coming in by locking my system down. So we're creating more space for you to be able to come more fully into the trueness of you.
I love that.
Yeah. What do you notice right now in the whole body?
That I am receiving. And it's safe for me to receive.
And pretty fun, huh?
Yes.
Because let me take a wild guess. Have you been a pretty extraordinary giver?
Yes.
Yeah. At the expense of receiving sometimes?
Yes.
Anyone else ever been an extraordinary giver and not knowing how to receive? Or heard the message? Have you ever heard the message, it's better to give than to receive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't actually serve anyone in the long run. If we can't have both, doesn't have to be an equal exchange, but if we don't have the capacity to give and receive, we end up face down. Whether it's a car accident, whether it's a health challenge, whether it's a financial thing, whether it's a breakup of a relationship, if we don't have the capacity for that full exchange, it's no good for nobody. Yeah. What have you learned about receiving?
What came up for me is the 2 months that I wasn't able to drive. I got to ask for a lot of support every single week for all my doctor's appointments and different things, and that was me receiving. And people who showed up loved to give, and I'm just really, really thankful, because for a long time I felt that if I were to ask, it's weak.
Where do you
And-
notice in the body? Where do you notice that weak in the body when you speak that?
In my brain, in my mind.
And is it a contraction or is it an expansion?
A contraction.
Can you just breathe into that? We're actually really close to wrapping up our show for today. Can you just breathe alongside that? Because that locks down the nervous system. You got in a traffic accident, which was only May 19th. We're only talking a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
And look at the gifts that you've been given from that.
And I had to receive. I got to receive, and it was such a blessing.
And receive the whole gift at a whole different level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations. So tell me this. If you were to say one thing to our audience today, or a couple of things, a few words to our audience, what would you like them to know? What would you like to encourage them with today, if you have anything?
So something that really resonates with me is when we're feeling fear, when I'm feeling fear or sadness or guilt, whatever it is a story that I've made up. And just digging in deep and figuring out where that came from, that has been really transformational. And then, using breath to be able to feel my feelings, feel where it is, and be able to heal that and work through it. And just knowing that it's okay to be able to give, it's okay to be able to receive. For me, I just love to be able to give. Like just give. And for 2 months, I was able to have that gift of being able to receive and learn how to receive. Because when I didn't receive people's gifts or didn't want to take, or whatever the story I made up in my head, that is blocking somebody else from being able to give. And so when I realized that, it's so profound that I was like, I don't want to take that away from somebody else.
That's so cool,
Yeah.
Marilyn. Thank you so much. It's so
You're
true.
welcome.
We all need to be giving. Yeah, I mean, we all get to give and we all get to receive. Every last one of us deserves all of that, and it's our birthright.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Isn't it
Oh,
crazy how
wow.
quickly an episode goes?
Yeah.
Me TV. It's our first episode of Me TV. What's your next move? For Marilyn, it's her healing after this car accident, and it gave her this ability to receive. What's your next move? I'm Suzanne Menji, your host for Me TV. Marilyn was our amazing guest today, and I'm so grateful. If you would like some support in bringing your next level in, find my website, my contact information on the end slates, and you have an amazing, amazing day. Aloha.
Aloha. Thank you.
Thank you.